Our real-world rule of money has to do with taxes. What do you think taxes are going to do? So this is a chart that goes all the way back to 1913, and it doesn't show every single year. These are the top federal income tax rates at these tax rates. And so what this shows is the tax rates going back and what the top tax bracket was. And what's crazy is that very, very top line. So these are by 10%, 5 or 10%. Or no, these are 10% rates. And so every one of those lines going horizontally is 10%. And so what that means, back in 1944, when it hit the absolute top tax rate, the top bracket, so this isn't where everyone was taxed, this was just the very top bracket, was over 90%. And it stayed that way for quite some time, from 1944 to 1964. So almost 20 years, the top tax rate was around 90%. And so we look back, and there's been some ups and some downs, and there's some different events that have caused some of those things, some different presidential decisions, elections, etc., wars, and everything. But you look at the ups and the downs and where the taxes were and where they are today. Yeah, how many people do we know that will complain about what the taxes are? How much, oh my gosh, I can't believe, the taxes I pay, and it's ridiculous, and the government, boo-hoo, wah-wah. Where, look at the chart, and how many times in history have we been in a lower tax environment than we're in right now? Because that goes to all the way to 2018, and we know that President Trump passed some tax reform that brought some of those, adjusted some of those brackets. But you look back in history, and we're just talking about the top tax rate here. We're not looking at the lowest. But really, as far as periods of time are concerned, there's 2, maybe 3 periods of time where we have been in a lower tax rate than we are now. And we could look at that and just treat it as a nice history lesson and say, oh, that's interesting. Or, yeah, well, taxes suck anyway. Or we could say a million different things, but the question is, wouldn't it make sense to take advantage? See, the difference between people that do well in business and money is they recognize an opportunity, or here's the thing, what they think is an opportunity, and flex that, go work out that opportunity muscle, and they jump at what is perceived to be a good opportunity, as long as they make a calculated decision, some calculated risk, and then they go try. But people are like, well, what if I make the wrong decision? What's funny is the people that make the good decisions when opportunities come up are the ones that made a lot of bad decisions and worked out their decision-making muscle so that now they can formulate a little bit better of a plan when it comes to making a decision around a financial opportunity. So you have to think, okay, in a low-tax environment, what would be some things that I could take advantage of? Because what do I think taxes are going to do in the future? Do I think they're going to be higher? Do I think they're going to stay the same? Do I think they're going to go lower than they are right now? Here's the thing. Looking at this chart, what do we know about all 3 of those statements? Are they going to go up? Are they going to stay the same? Are they going to go down? The answer is yes. They are going to go up. And then at some point, they'll probably go back down. And then for a little while, they might stay the same. So you look at like 1993 to 2003, that top bracket just kind of was the same for a decade. And then there's periods of time where, you look at these dates, and some of them have pretty big jumps, where it's 20 years where they were about the same. And so thinking that, hey, I'm just going to create a plan, it's going to be bulletproof, the end, that's not how it works. And so the several lessons we can learn from the real world rule of money, 1 is taxes are going to change. 2 is that we need to have a strategy that supports different tax environments. There is no, as we've said a million times on the Impact School of Money, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all bulletproof strategy. Here's what it says on paper. There's just too many variables. Show me one plan that works every time, every single time, with no exception, regardless of economy, circumstances, presidents, everything. I mean, it's just, if you really just think about it for like 2 seconds, there's no such thing. There's a great approach and a philosophy that we can create, but along the way, we need to make sure that another thing that we can learn from this is regular adjustments, regular reviews, regular overviews of what's going on and looking for the opportunities that exist and understanding how taxes work, the environment we're in now, and how to plan for the future. And that's our real world rule of money for today.